An update today on sprint car driver Chase Johnson, some Midwest ride notes, a cool Scott Bloomquist tribute, high limit in Oregon today, plus is there actually hope at Pennsboro? Let's go. It's Monday, August 26th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Is your Kubota equipment due for a tune-up? Their certified technicians are ready to get you back up and running smoothly. From routine maintenance checks to major repairs, their state-of-the-art facilities are equipped to handle all of your Kubota service needs. They'll diagnose any issues, replace worn-out parts with Kubota Genuine Parts, and get you back to work in no time. Don't let equipment downtime slow you down. Schedule your Kubota service appointment today and experience the difference that comes with being serviced by the experts. Contact your local Kubota dealer to book your appointment now. To find a dealer, open the My Kubota app and tap the dealers button at the bottom or visit KubotaUSA.com. One of the questions I've gotten most often recently is what's happening and what's the future at Pennsboro Speedway? If you aren't aware, the West Virginia dirt track was originally home to some of the biggest events in the sport, but it eventually closed and has been mostly dormant for a lot of years. After aiding in the rebirth of North Wilkesboro, the XR team decided to resurrect another racetrack, and they turned their focus to Pennsboro. It's a story we've been following for a few years, but after fits and starts of progress, including an abandoned reconfigure, things have been pretty quiet since the spring. Work had begun on making the half-mile track raceable, but a wet spring that included a flood of the facility set back that work. Since then, there's basically been no public information about next steps. The full summer of racing that was planned got canceled, and XR's hopes were to have the first event there late in October with the XR Super Series. Back on Friday, XR's Barry Braun posted his personal Facebook account, which then got shared to Pennsboro's page, that they have cleared their schedule for September with plans to get Pennsboro opened by that late October date. He said the updates won't get shared unless there is some sort of change in those plans. This news came alongside the announcement that the XR Super Series Late Model Tour had canceled 8 events remaining on the 2024 schedule, including a bunch of those in September. That included races at Kokomo, Jackson County Speedway, Volunteer, Crossville, Grayson County, and Hunt County. Races at Ultimate Motorsports Park in November were also dropped, while the Kokomo Clash in October was added along with the National 100 at East Alabama. That National 100 was originally sanctioned by Hunt the Front, then flipped to unsanctioned before now adding back a sanction with XR. So as of today, that's where we are with Pennsboro according to XR. If things change, I will certainly keep you guys updated. The XR Super Series is scheduled to be racing this week at 300 Raceway, along with a $100,000 to win stock car race for the Yankee Dirt Track Classic. The late models pay $15,000 to win Friday and $50,000 to win Saturday. I wouldn't expect any of the Lucas teams to be in attendance as they have races in West Virginia and Ohio Saturday and Sunday. 300 Raceway to Portsmouth is a 10-hour tow. It's not impossible, but I do think it's a long shot. With the Outlaws not racing, though, Bobby Pierce is one driver scheduled to appear. Ricky Thornton Jr. is slated to participate in the stock car portion of the event that culminates Friday night. And sort of related here as well, because you'll see this car at 300 Raceway this week. Wisconsin driver Luke Lemons is running a Scott Bloomquist tribute wrap on his stock car that will run at 300 before then also appearing at the IMC Super Nationals. I shared it to the DIRTRACKR Facebook page over the weekend because I thought it was cool, so I figured I'd share it here as well. A great looking car. Hopefully he has some success with it, and maybe you guys will get a chance to see it. In Sunday racing action, Ryan Timms was a winner in weekly action at Huset's Speedway. It was his second 410 sprint car win of the year, with both coming in weekly competition at Huset's. Timms spent the weekend driving for Guy Forbrook instead of his usual family-owned 5T. Timms finished 6th on Saturday night at Knoxville in that car before then the Sunday win. And according to his post-race interview, it sounds like he'll be back in the Forbrook 5 for the World of Outlaws nights coming up at Huset's later this week. Aaron Reitzel and Dusty Zomer also on the podium last night. A couple of other area sprint car notes for you. Hunter Schuerenberg debuted on Saturday at Knoxville with the TKS Motorsports team. He finished 15th. No word what their future plans are for the moment. They had previously said that their schedule would be week to week. And after Schuerenberg departed the Heidbreder 19 ride to take that TKS car, Heidbreder was back in action as well, competing Saturday night at Knoxville. They had Ayrton Gennetten in the car, who finished 11th. And I would expect to see Gennetten in that car a few more times before 2024 is over. He's currently leading the POWRi 410 Championship over Blake Hahn with still 14 race nights left on that series calendar. They're at I-35 and Lake Ozark coming up this weekend. We talked yesterday on the show about the nasty crash that Chase Johnson suffered at the Gold Cup on Saturday night, and thanks to a few social media posts yesterday, we know at least a few more details about his current situation. The NARC series posted that Chase was transported to the UC Davis Medical Center where he is being treated for neck and back injuries. His grandfather shared that he went to UC Davis via helicopter and that he was undergoing, quote, major operations. His 24 car appeared to come down hard on all four wheels, which has been the cause of back injuries for sprint car drivers in the past. And him suffering those types of injuries would obviously be why they took such care to get him extracted from the car during that lengthy red flag. We're all hoping for good news from Chase and thinking about him, his family, and his friends. Before we move on, there's a new issue of the Slider email newsletter in your inboxes from over the weekend. Mike Ernst wrote a good piece about Scott Bloomquist's career. If you don't subscribe to the Slider, you can find the article over at DIRTRACKR.com/the Slider. And then while you're there, sign up for free to get future pieces just like this one sent to you. After having Sunday off to reset and recover from the Gold Cup, the Kubota High Limit Sprint Cars are back to racing tonight at the Douglas County Dirt Track in Roseburg, Oregon. The track previously was a paved track, but converted to dirt and reopened in 2023. Since then, it's hosted a variety of racing series and different events, including the NARC 410 Sprint Cars. Corey Day won there in NARC action in 2023, and Cole Macedo won there earlier this season. Landon Brooks, Tanner Holmes, Colby Copeland all have 360 wins there as well. I'll be interested to see how many California cars tow north this week for the races in Oregon and Washington. I would assume we'll get a few, but likely not the whole contingent. It's weird to me you have all of this racing then happening up the West Coast and you know, big money coming up this weekend, and you don't get more of those guys. I've never really understood that. At the moment, Brad Sweet leads Tyler Courtney by 96 points for the High Limit Championship, with Rico Abreu 3rd, Brent Marks 4th, and Corey Day 5th. The Jason Myers 14 team has that final charter spot in 5th, with the Roth 83 trailing by 24 points and the Book 13 62 back. Remember, those charters are based on owner points, not driver points. After tonight's 12,000 win show, they'll continue north to Grays Harbor in Washington to race on Wednesday before a big 3-day weekend at Skagit starts Thursday. That's another 100,000 to win race on Saturday night. Some things to watch tonight include, can Corey Day get to double-digit sprint car wins on the season? He's at 9 right now. Brad Sweet has 3 straight finishes outside the top 10. He's still winless since May. Can that team bounce back? James McFadden has 5 straight top 10s in high limit action. Can he win again on the West Coast? If you can't get to Douglas County, watch live tonight on Flow Racing. We'll call it good for there today. Make sure to stop by DIRTRACKR.com to see all the latest from around the sport, plus the streaming schedule. Hope you guys have a great Monday out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.